Hello there, my name's Fiona from Weekly Sewing Beat, and today I am going to make a sewing machine mat that's going to come down. It's going to have a couple of pockets in. It's going to have Velcro so that I can, these are my other cables for my other sewing machines. I actually opened the drawer and slipped them in that way, but I'm going to damage the drawer sooner or later. And it's also going to have a bin, so the bin needs to be pretty much in the middle for my serger. Okay, I know it sounds really simple, and I think I'm just doing it very complicated. So here we go. I have here 2 bits of cloth, and I'm going to turn this up like that, and then I'm going to have my bits there. Okay, now where to start? I know this is probably why it's so confusing, because I'm going to confuse you by doing it this way. Rather than just sort of bodge it, I'm going to make it perfectly. So this is why at the side. So what we're going for is I'm going to sew along here, and then with this piece I'm going to sew along there. Now I don't know how to write it down on a piece of paper. I don't know how to do that at all. So what we're ending up with is a kind of triangle with these bits sewn, okay, and just those bits, okay. So that bit and that bit on both sides, and these bits all flappy, okay, and then we can turn it inside out and stuff it in. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? It doesn't make sense. There's no easy way. Okay, so I'm going to start off by sewing the outer layer, and I'm going to guess how deep I'm going to make the pockets. So I think I'm going to go for a good 3 inches, maybe 4 inches. And I'm going to do that on the other side. And it's important to keep this quite straight and flat. Okay. I'm going to pause the machine and fix it. I might even change machines. Okay, well, yes. I don't know, I don't understand machines at all. I was talking to a lady in the shop, and I said, well, I just change machines and come back to it and never fix it, and then they work fine. So I don't know, maybe they do get a bit hot or something. Lovely, so that's that side done. And now I need to do an identical pocket out of the lining. So, just need to measure that. And if anything, slightly smaller. Lovely. And I'm just going to do the other side. So that's quite a big half of the job done. We've done the pocket at the front. Now we're going to do the padding. Yeah? So I'm going to take the cloth, line it all up. I'm going to ignore the pockets, and I'm literally and then I'm going to sew to the seam of the pocket. Okay, so that's that. I know. Oh, I haven't sewn to the seam of the pocket. I was a bit keen then. I've sewn to the end of the wadding. So I'm just going to sew to the seam there. Sorry. I don't know. Maybe I should have a cup of coffee or something. So that's grand. Okay, now I need to turn it inside out. Just going to snip that one. So you can see how quickly I could do a very basic model of this. I know I'm being deliberately complicated, but I always like the thought that you can choose which bits you use and which bits you don't use. So, good idea to push your corners out now. It's good just to get it done. straight across there, just because I love that kind of finish. So it's going to be circle at the top and then spiky at the bottom. I know, I really do. I really love that finish, so I just love the look of it. And there we go. Now, this needs to be turned inside out. So, I'm going to do my corners as well. Just because it's so much easier to do it now than it is later. And with the bottom, I can do the same again. I can pull it tight, just sort of mark it with my thumbnails. There's enough of a crease there, or I could use a pin, and then I'm going to place it in the middle, and with these ends I'm just literally folding them in. So then I've got a really nice place to do a seam, and then this is the lining, so nobody's going to see it, but I like to know that it's neat and tidy. Okay, so I need to tuck this in now, and I have two choices how I'm going to attach it to the main body of the make. Now I can put a couple of stitches. I don't want it all the way along, and that will hold it in place, or I could use a little pop stud or Velcro, and then I can take the bin off and then I can place that in the bin, as it were. Yeah? So that makes complete sense, doesn't it? Now, when I was at the supermarket, I know, I had no choice. I had to buy self-adhesive Velcro tape. So, I know, I wasn't keen, but I'm going to sew it on anyway. Now, Velcro, sewing Velcro is a bit of a machine killer, it really is. I would just expect to change the needle afterwards. There's no two ways about it. So, let's do the other Velcro piece. Now this piece of Velcro is the strap to hold my cables in. So I'm literally just going to do a couple of stitches on the end, and then I am going to fold it round and then turn it inside out. So a couple of stitches on the end and then stitches down the end. So not very complicated, and I probably don't even need that much cloth, so let's lose that bit. It's going to be far too long. And now I need to turn it inside out. Now I do have a pair of knitting needles just down here, so I can use those to do that. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, I've still got to get started. So yeah, using the blunt end of the knitting needles and just push that through. Yeah, I think it's the only way that we're going to get it looking nice and tidy. And I can come back to that, I really can. Now I'm sure that the actual sticky Velcro is going to be strong enough, but you know, it's all a matter of pride in your work, isn't it, really? So, oh, what am I like? Yes, I know, perhaps I should switch the camera off again. I do seem to be having a lot of trouble with the simplest of sew. Okay. Here's one I made earlier. So, yes. I suppose I should... Okie dokie. Who knows knows? Who knows? Okay. So, I have here a tube of fabric, pretty much. And I have my Velcro. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, with my loose end, I'm going to sew this piece of Velcro on, and this is quite sticky. And we have the opposing Velcro stuck there. And I'm just going to do a row of stitches along there. I'm going to do it at a jaunty angle, and then I'm going to do a little spot there for the overlocker as well. Okay, I'm going to pause. I'm going to thread my needle. Okay, so I've changed my needle on my sewing machine, and all I need to do, it's not a lot really, so I thought, well, it might be nice to have a pin cushion as well. I know. This is just a rectangle of the lining. So, and then I'm going to do a nice jaunty curve to the point of the fold. I know, jaunty, yes. Trim that bit off. So all I've got is a point here. Now if I had two spare eyes I would put them on there, but as I don't, I'm going to do something completely different. So stuffing, pin cushions, you need thick stuffing. That's the way it works. You need dense cloth and you need stuffing. It needs to be solid, it really does. So there we go, putting my stuffing in now. And just untucking that because I tucked it in quite badly. There we have a little triangle. And what I'm going to do is fold that over from the back so that we've got the line there. Yeah? And then when I sew this on, I'm going to sew it across the top there so it keeps it nice and tidy. Okay, being very careful not to catch the back of the fabric. I could actually do this in 2 stages. or use pins really, you know, not being averse to pins. So got that there, and then I'm just going to line off my strap. And I'm going to get the sewing machine sewing before it all pops out again. There we are. So, and as I can't demonstrate sewing Velcro onto the waist pocket, what I'm going to do is just fold that over. I just think it gives it a bit more of a depth to it, and then I'm going to cut a square of both bits, opposing bits of Velcro. Okay, so that's on the seam there. Now I'm not going to tack or anything on the to make it a circle. I'm just going to let it flop, as it were, because it's got quite a lot of rigidity in it through the fabric, and then I'm going to place the opposite one right in the middle there. Okay, so what we need now is a demonstration, don't we? Oh, oh, oh. I don't know what to put in my pockets. I'm sure there's loads of things I do need to put in my pockets, but okay. And I've got my overlocker and my other sewing machine. I know I have too many sewing machines, but it's all good. And anything else that I might need. Okay, let's see if we can get you in a better angle. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this make. I do feel it's been a bit bitty, but you know, sometimes, sorry to give you all vertigo, it does get a bit like that, doesn't it? So there we are, my sewing tidy. Okay, thank you so much for watching. It's a pleasure to do these videos, and please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.